It was only like a 10-minute intro. What's wrong with you? Hello. Hang on, bouncing about here like Tigger. Because Tigger's a wonderful thing. Chilling on GFN. How are you, Victor? Great to see you, my friend. I hope you're keeping well. Well. So here we are, Thursday. I had a few... Well, I was actually on a call, to be honest with you. I was on a business call, and then I realised I needed to get off and get the show started. And then I realised there was an update to an app, and I updated it, and it wasn't working. But we got there with a little bit of an extension on time. I aged about 5 years during that intro. That makes you, what, 15? Something like that? Is that what it makes you? Let's put the fan on. It's hot. How are you guys? We're almost there. One more day tomorrow, and then it's the weekend. They come around way too quick for me. I don't know how they work for you, but for me, way too quick. I mean, way too quick. Ow. Rokk, you left me at the door for a long time. I did, mate. I know. You were in nice and early today. I am sorry. I don't normally do that. I was all set to go, and then I thought, hang on, I haven't done the wheel, and I haven't set up Simple Larry, and I haven't got the game, I haven't got the giveaway going, and I haven't got my chat working proper. Breathe. That's all good. Oh, it's all good. Where are we? Thursday. Of course, it's Cloud Gaming Thursday. I used to kind of do gaming every day, and the problem is there isn't really that kind of level of news that you can do. Some days than some weeks there are. We've had the FTC and the Microsoft thing and what have you all week. But most of the time there isn't. And Thursdays are good because we get GeForce Now, we get Epic Games, sometimes we get other news. We can go and check out Clode Dowsage. So, there's good reasons to do it on a Thursday. And it's allowed me to do Chill Out Mondays and Good News Wednesdays and Member Only Fridays. And of course, Rokk Show on Tuesdays. So it kind of works. It's all right. It's all good, isn't it? It's nice. It's a potpourri. You get Rokk's special potpourri smelling of lavender and roses and honeysuckle. It's a very beautiful thing. Roses potpourri, Rokk's potpourri. Ha ha! You're using the song from my host reel. So here's the thing, Kirk. How are you, my friend? I used to have a Monster Cat reel, and I subscribed to them for about 6 months, and there's some lovely tunes on there. And then I cancelled it, and do you know what? Every single day since cancelling that subscription, I have to go in and dispute a claim, despite the fact that their terms are basically, if you post a video with their music, during the period of licensing, it is licensed for use evermore. Now, that's all I've done. I've just used their music on videos that were posted during that license. I haven't used it since. And in fact, this reel is simply a bunch of tunes from Google's accredited music library. So they're not as good, but they're okay. And of course, lots of people use them. But I'm freaking annoyed at Monster Cat, and I've tried getting in touch with them via their channels, their support channels, via Twitter, via Threads. Not a dicky bird. I went in there this afternoon. There were 12 copyright claims from Monster Cat, because they don't just dispute. They don't just put a claim on one track on a video. They go, I see you've been playing a reel. We'll have 6 claims on that reel, and I've got to dispute every single one. It is painful. Hey, Adam, I had a bigger breakfast today. Did you, dude? Between that and Spotify, I was using Spotify, and I was using all the copyright-free stuff on there, but you've got to run the app, so it's a separate process within the PC. You've got to make sure that you've queued it up and it's running and everything else. This is just an MP4. I just took a whole bunch of tunes and slap them together in one MP4. So it's just a very simple MP4 playing in the background, you see. So it just makes life easier. Do stuff like that. You want to make life easy for yourself. Thank you, everybody, for popping in today. Let's go right up to the top. We have the most gorgeous Miss Phoenix joining us today. Are you on Players Later, Sam? Our good new friend Kirk is going to be making an end. Bjorn can't make it. I can't remember why he can't make it. I think it's only this week. I think he said something like, can't make it this week, can make it next week, can't make it the week after, but he's fine after that. Something like that. But instead, the amazing Ninja Guy X is taking the reins today, and a few other folk as well. So it's going to be a great show. I don't think I'm going to be on it, and that's not a bad thing. But he has long time. Yes, he does, doesn't he? He has some friends in and stuff, so it's all good. I'm looking forward to seeing Kirk making his debut on the channel, guys. Please do tune in and show all your usual love and support. And while you're here, a thing that I never ask you ever, I just, as we're talking, by the way, I'm just getting some emails saying, good news, your copyright claim disputes have been overturned. So in other words, they've taken away their claim. It always happens, but I have to dispute them, and it shouldn't be the case. They should have a system that goes, no, he's good. In that time period, he was totally licensed. It's all good. I don't mean to moan, guys. I'm just actually, I'm out of focus is what I am. Hang on. There it is. You see, fixed focal lens, which gets the beautiful bokeh, the depth of field, but can't do this. And Ant's shoulder, yeah. Well, he's. I think Ant probably, as well as doing the physio. I bet it's annoying that you can't be pushing weights and stuff and doing all your kung fu kicks and things, isn't it? Congrats, Rokk Show. Good news, but frustrating. You need to deal with that. Yeah. Oh, they always find in my favour. And quite honestly, if shows like My Next Gen on Saturdays, or even Players, I'm not overly worried, because what they claim is the ad revenue, and there's so little ad revenue on my channel. I said this to you before. I haven't looked recently, but if it's $15 a month, I'm having a good month. It's not that big a deal. It's just the process and the principle, really, and the fact that they flat refuse to address it if you do get hold of them. Anyway, I was going to tell you something profound. I'm sure I was. So we've got Miss Phoenix, bless you, and of course young Neil. Good to see you, my friend. We have Raven Anime, Pika, not Piker, Pika. Whoever says Piker? Don't forget exclamation mark win. Get them in. Get your games in, ladies and gents. Crazy work day. Yeah, Rock, mentally it's a bit hard because I got injured trying to get back in shape. I know you were wrongly advised. You should sue. I waited for that new gym to open. And I got hurt. Was it an employee that gave you the dodgy advice? Or was it just some other dude there pumping iron? I reckon I don't know. I personally couldn't be bothered with the whole lawsuit thing, and you've got to find ambulance chasers, and they're going to take like 95% of any winnings that you get anyway. Once they've taken their fees out, you're going to get good news, Ant. We've successfully sued them for $600,000. Yes, mortgage paid off, kids going to college, and our fees are $598,000. But there's enough there for a half-decent trip to Vegas for a night, steak dinner, maybe put £10 on the roulettes, go and watch a movie, go home. It's kind of how it works, isn't it? You see these people, they get these massive wins, like $15 million for burning their tongue at a Starbucks. And then you find out that the lawyers took 14 point whatever million. It's just the way the system works. It doesn't work like that in the UK. well, it's kind of getting a bit more like that, but they have kind of fair policies that they have to adhere to and stuff. So Kirk says they would just argue it wasn't reasonable to expect a gym employee who wasn't a personal trainer to know what they're talking about. Possibly. I don't know. It was an employee, Suzanne. He signed me up for a workout. Actually, Kirk does have some legal background. He signed me up for a workout assessment. I told him I didn't need, so I did it to help him out. He was really pushy with the workout, but I blame me for agreeing to it. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of philosophical way of looking at that, I suppose. Taking responsibility, isn't it? At the end of the day, it is up to us whether we accept or deny advice, decline advice, I suppose. So it's a pretty grown-up way of looking at it, my friend, I think. We've all done daft things, haven't we? And, who's to know what impact it's going to have, ultimately? Victor, as I've said earlier, great to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you for the longest time. He's just chilling on GFN lately. Yeah, me too. I'm a lover of GFN, not a fighter. I know it was nothing like Michael Jackson, I'm sorry. Of course, young Kirk, who we're going to see in 3 hours, somewhere around there. Bulls for Life is in the house. What is up? What's up, my good friend? Good to see you, dude. It's great to see Ant, by the way. Ant normally does pop in, but a little bit later and whatever lunchtime allows. So good to see you, my friend. Spectrum, hello, bro. Hi guys, good to see you, dude. I bet with a good lawyer I could win. I have everything backed up because but I mean the thing is, unless you've got a ton of cash to take the thing to court, and sometimes a threat's good enough, you're going to need the help of somebody that will do it on a no-win, no-fee basis, i.e. an ambulance chaser, and they will take a lion's share of anything you make. Having said that, you do get, I suppose, the satisfaction of knowing that you slapped them down. You might get free gym for life. I mean, that might be a deal, I suppose. I don't know. I probably would at least consult. I always remember, just as a for instance, and Miss Phoenix will know, there is indeed, and I won't mention names, a theme park relatively close to where we live. You know the one, Miss Phoenix. There's pretty much only one in the region. And when my daughter, my eldest, was very young, 6-ish, she was coming down. You know those, I don't know if they have these in the States, I'm sure they do, but it had those slides where you put your legs inside a kind of a coconut sack, and then you slide down the things like a long metal slide, and you put your legs in and whee, you go down. Well, her leg came out, or one of her legs came out, and got caught on the side of the slide. But obviously with momentum, she carried on, and her leg went the other way. Anyway, bless her, she was ambulance helicoptered out from there with a broken leg. And I never attempted to sue the aforementioned, and in fact, funnily enough, the owner became a friend later in life. But what I was hoping for, at least, was I hope you're okay. Here's a teddy bear or something, or free tickets or whatever. Of course, the problem is, once they do that, they risk admission of liability. So, but I just felt a bit. It was a shame. She's only a little girl, and obviously she's then broken leg off school and wheelchaired around and stuff. And it would have been I felt it was just a nice little card that just said, "Hope you're well." Here's a teddy bear or something, just so that you kind of left him. I would do that, and I'm sure if you took legal advice, they would suggest how you could word it without liability. But anyway, there you go. One lives and one learns. Yeah, it's not worth it to me, says Anne. I agree, Rokk. Plus, again, I agreed to everything, even when he was pushy. Yeah, I mean, look, I think I think there's principle and precedent in there, but I agree. Ultimately, you have to decide whether it's worth the hassle. The guy was new. It's a bit of a shame that he was learning on the job with your good self, but yeah, that's the way it goes, isn't it? You do have to be careful. And I think at the very least, if I was you, I would write to the establishment and explain the situation, underlining that you're not looking for any redress, but they should seriously consider in the future. Did you have to sign a disclaimer or a waiver out of interest? I mean, lots of those places anyway have it enshrined in their terms and conditions the minute you join up or enter the building, that anything that goes on in those four walls are not their liability. So they may be covered. It's difficult. It's very difficult. And laws are different around the world. Yeah, there you go. Kirk's right. Have a lawyer send it. I mean, it depends what you want to achieve. I personally would like to think they'd be clever enough to offer you some free gym memberships or stuff. But the problem is, once they do that, they've accepted liability. And that's the problem. They don't want to be in that situation. Anyway, it's not the law hour with Rokk. I actually did do A-level law, which I don't know how an A-level compares. Hello, vet, in the States. It's the bit between what you get from school and what you get at university. It's the bit in the middle of there. So I've got a little bit of a background, but not anything that I would certainly not advise anybody. I ain't advising you here, guys. Yeah, exactly. There could be all sorts in there. And you could say you're happy. Look, you know what? I'm not going to chase you. I'm happy to sign something to that effect, but I would like, out of pure respect, to get free membership, because I've not been able to work out for 6+ months, and I don't feel that's fair. I think that's fair. Now, if they never get back to you, well, nothing gained, nothing lost, is it? But it's probably worth a thought. Now, says Anne, I've spent a lot of money from all my doctor appointments and physical therapy, but I did write to the company to have my membership waived. Well, I can't work out. And I did sign a waiver. So, okay. So all they did was not charge you when you couldn't use the service. Wow. That's a thing, I guess, right? So, Thursdays is when we cover cloud gaming. And cloud gaming and sometimes a bit of next-gen gaming as well, as the channel is kind of focused on those two. But Rokk Players, the show later, is really where the guys go for it in terms of real details. So, if you want to find out the real detail on what's going on with Microsoft and the FTC ruling, and there's been some updates there today, interestingly enough, things like the fact that I think Activision, which is, of course, Activision Blizzard King, to give them their full name, ABK, has, I think, technically I'm going to get this wrong, but they've essentially stood down from the market, the stock market, on the basis of re-entry on, I think, the 17th of July, when I'm sure they'll suddenly appear as Microsoft ABK or thereabouts. So they're going full tilt ahead. The FTC have actually lodged an emergency appeal to say that they would like to get a hearing in before that happens. Whether they get it or not, though, is going to be interesting. And the CMA have said, well, we're kind of open to re-looking at it, but it would have to be a fresh submission, which they wouldn't be able to look at for 40 days. But it looks like Microsoft and Activision are just saying, blow it, let's just go for it. They've got a little window of time, and they're just saying, it's going to get closed. We're going to relaunch on the I think it's the 17th of July, certainly within the next few days, as MSABK or whatever the ticker is going to be. Interesting stuff. So yeah, they're hopefully going to cover that in much more detail later. Well, all I know with the CMA at the moment is that they've said that they're prepared to accept a fresh submission rather than an appeal. Hey, Al. But that they wouldn't be able to look at it for minimum of 40 days, and then there would be this process of time. Ultimately, I think there'll be there's still some horse trading going on, but I think what's going to happen in the meantime is the Microsoft ABK are going to say, well, stuff you then, England, because we'll just have to suspend our services there until such time as it gets resolved, knowing that it will, and the pressure of course, that the CMA will come under from both the public and the government is going to be overwhelming. I suspect they're looking for an easy way out, to be honest with you. Knowing that the rest of the world, including the States, has now given it the green light, they're going to feel pretty downward stupid, the situation they're currently putting themselves in. There's also some good reasons for it. Dorrigan has done some brilliant videos on breaking it down and making a lot of sense of it. I don't think he can make today's show, sadly. It would have been a great week. I wanted to get him on Rokk Show on Tuesday, but unfortunately for family reasons he was unable to make it. But lots going on. I'm no betting man, never bet in my life. But if I was, I would say it's going to go ahead. It'll be ratified by next week. And anything else going on around the fringes would just be dealt with. It's kind of publish and be damned. I think that's what we can say. Okie dokie, my let's go up to Larry and we'll get stuck in to open realign assessment, the merger heads of the Glen coming with. Yeah. On the basis that it had to be resubmitted. There was a definite 40-day process, which Microsoft is saying, nah, forget it. Look, you know what? They'll go live with it. And if that means suspending any game sales and support for a period of time, then that's what they will do. I'm absolutely convinced of that. I don't know how it's going to work logistically or technically. I'm sure they've probably done an assessment report on how that would work. Worst case scenario, we can't get past the CMA block. What do we have to do as far as working around the UK is concerned? I'm sure they've got that ready to go. They'll probably pull that one on a temporary basis. Embarrass the heck out the CMA. CMA will pedal backwards or find a way to pedal backwards within the constraints of what they can and can't get away with. And everyone will be happy. So watch this space. It's going to happen quickly though. Very interesting. Right, let's get over to Larry and check out the cloud gaming news. So here we are, the first place that we normally stop, the GeForce Now blog. Basically, Dragon's Dogma is the big piece of news this week. So I can just can't get that. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Capcom's acclaimed open world role-playing game and THQ Nordic's Jagged Alliance 3 are now streaming from the cloud. So from dusk till pawn. Arise members, Capcom's legendary. Bearing in mind this blog is aimed at subscribers to GeForce Now, which of course, as you know, is free, primary and ultimate. Ultimate being the 4080 card, primary being the crisp 1080p up to 120, and free being a fairly murky, muddy, very time limited affair. But either way, that's what you get. Oh, interesting. When we get there, it's another little brain fart there of a thought, but it's actually covered in here, so we'll come on to that in a second. It's a little bit of extra GeForce Now news. Anyway, Dragon's Dogma, if you like your swords and sorcery and bows and arrows and stuff, then it's there for you. But there's no need to go it alone. Adventure with up to 3 pawns. These customizable AI. AI has kind of become that kind of catch-all term now, hasn't it? Anything that's kind of computery is called AI. And the truth of it is most of it is not. I mean, 99% of it is not artificial intelligence. ChatGPT isn't artificial intelligence. It has no sentience at all. All it does is takes your prompt and it constructs a suitable answer based on a gathering of data that it has been fed manually. It's not intelligent. I mean, it looks like it's sentient. Oh, wow, look at what it's come up, but it's not. It's kind of a misnomer, really. Artificial intelligence, because it ain't intelligence. It's not free thinking. It's not second guessing. It's running a script that allows it to look like it is. Is that artificial intelligence? I don't know. No. I don't think it is. Obi, how are you, my brother? Great to see you, dude. I have a feeling we'll be getting RE Village and RE4 remake for Halloween. Oh, that would be nice, actually, Al. I mean, I just finished the winter, what was it, the winter DLC, the one with Rose. I finished that off just a little while ago, a week or so ago. I've been meaning to finish it. Lovely. Just a great game. You're right, though. I mean, it could absolutely happen. And Capcom are definitely increasing the amount of content that they're putting on GeForce Now, which is good. Jagged Alliance 3 from THQ Nordic. Of course, Bjorn's neighbours, THQ Nordic. Chaos reigns when the elected president of Grand Chien. Chien's a dog, isn't it? Big Dog. Elected president of Big Dog, a nation of rich natural resources and deep political divides, goes missing. He does. He goes missing. And a paramilitary force known as the Legion seizes control of the countryside. I don't know much about. What the heck was that noise? Oh, it's this. I suddenly had noise in my ears. It's worth having a look at that in a second. We will do that next. I do want to go and have a look at what Jagged Alliance 3 is all about, though. Rokk, when you play the Rose, did you play it in first or third? Oh, I played it in third. I know they updated Resident Evil so you could play it in first. And I actually restarted Resident Evil Village to play it in... No, hang on. It is first, isn't it? And then that's right. And then there was an update which allowed you to play it in third, correct? That's right. So it would have been first, but I actually played it in third and I preferred that. I know you do as well, Anne. It's interesting, because there was a time when I was all in for first and I didn't like third at all. But I have to say I really do prefer it now. Some games still brilliant in first. Dead Island 2, so freaking perb. And I think now that works superbly well. But no, I preferred playing the Rose DLC in third. Did you, out of interest? So these games don't have to be bought GFN's at Game Pass. No, the way it works, Kirk, is not like Game Pass. You do have to own these games. Some of them are free, obviously, at the source. Some of them, for example, on Epic, are given away occasionally. But no, you have to own the game. And the way it works with GeForce Now, Boosteroid as well, is you bring your game to the service. The reason for that? Simple. I can play, for example, any of my PC games that I've purchased on Steam, Epic, GOG, or Ubisoft on a 4080 rig with amazing resources. So essentially, and I've got GeForce Now Ultimate. So as long as the game is available on GeForce Now, and they're rapidly trying to onboard games all the time, I can play it as if I've got a 4080 rig. And the latency is, believe it or not, honestly true, less than it takes from an Xbox Series X to a television. It is mind-blowingly great. And in fact, if you watch a lot of the games that I've streamed, not so much recently, I have to say, not since I've got the Asus ROG Ally, because I'm doing a slightly different streaming process with that, which I'm working on a video to cover that, guys, so watch this space. But it basically means that you can play your Steam purchased games. A 4080 rig is an NVIDIA GeForce 4080, which is the top of the range graphics processor unit. Right now you can go up to 4090, and that's cutting edge, but it allows you to play, imagine you're playing Hogwarts on ultimate settings, on maximum ray tracing, and without needing to use DLSS, for example. Then that's the kind of quality that you get, and it streams it at such a speed that it's as if you're playing locally. It's better than xCloud. Xbox Cloud does all of that as well, but it's at 1080p and it's a bit murky. It's not pristine. PlayStation has a service, a cloud service as well. And there's a huge library of games that you can play from there. And that's actually really good as well. RTX 4080. So we're saying it's like playing a remote PC that's like an RTX 4090, well, although RTX 4080, when you have nothing of the sort, exactly that. So you don't have to own that kind of a rig, which means you can even play on a Chromebook or your phone or an iPad or an Amazon Fire tablet or a potato laptop. Because if you can stream YouTube videos, you can play games on there, and that's the beauty of it. And it's a kind of a growing technology. This channel's supported it for the last 3 years, as have most of the community that watch this content, Kirk. But yeah, absolutely amazing. And it's just, if you're away from home and you've got your laptop and you want to play your favourite top-of-the-range game, AAA, with all the trimmings, as long as you've got a half-decent broadband connection, and it doesn't have to be hyper fast, but it has to be upwards of 50 megs and up. I mean, I've got a 1 gig connection here, but it doesn't need anything as elaborate as that. Yeah, so yeah, your 15-year-old laptop would be fine. You could play it over Wi-Fi if you had a half decent Wi-Fi in the house or hotel, wherever you are. But you kind of need 50 megs plus, really, and, anything north of that. Others will tell you that they play on a lot less, and it really depends on which of the services you go for. So if you go for the free or the 1080, then obviously you require less bandwidth than if you're pumping 4K down. And just to put this into some final perspective, with the Ultimate package, you can even stream at 240 frames per second. It's e-game, e-playing, e-sports level quality. You can't play 4K 240, but you can do 1080p 240. You can do 1440, 120, and you can do 4K 60, I believe. They update it and stuff. But yeah, it is amazingly good. So, for those of us in the UK, EE, Everything Everywhere, the offshoot, of course, of Orange. I think, who was it that merged? Orange, BT, something or other. There was a couple of them merged and became EE. They have now joined up with GeForce Now to launch their kind of new cloud gaming bundles. So Priority and Ultimate memberships to celebrate. Right, they've done a little video of somebody up the top of Ben Nevis. I've been to the top of Ben Nevis. It's a tallest mountain in the UK. It's in Scotland, and it's very easy to get to the top of Ben Nevis because you can go up on a chairlift, which is what I did. And this is just showing somebody playing GeForce Now from the top of Ben Nevis, which actually has a surprisingly good network connection up there. I mean, it's like, it's a hugely popular mountain for tourism. So, and there's a cafe at the top and the whole thing. So, you get to the top and actually, it's a very good connection up here. So I'm not hugely surprised. But of course, you can use your phone to stream, which is what they're kind of showing. So, in terms of what EE are doing, let's have a quick look. So we're seeing a lot of the mobile networks now moving into, oh, look at that, Crystal, has it really been 3 months? Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much as well, an amazing member. I can't believe that's been 3 months. Wow. Where's time go, huh? In that time, you've gone from a shy, hardly ever stream to a regular streamer who's got married. From somebody who you met in that whole process. Look at that, free for Reva as well. Oh, amazing. 3 months. You guys are joined at the hip. Stunning. Thank you guys. Oh, lovely. So this is the ee.co.uk page that is promoting. They've literally only started promoting this yesterday. Of course, they go on about GeForce Now, 1,500 plus games, works on any device, TVs as well, Kirk, by the way. So you can run it from your smart TV. They have native apps you can install. GeForce Performance, premium membership plans offer you the fastest access to the highest performance GeForce RTX rigs, of course. And then they're doing these little bundles. So what's this? A 43-inch Samsung smart TV with a gaming hub, Turtle Beach Recon Cloud controller, not necessary, and unlimited gaming and video data, plus a 6-month subscription to GeForce Now Ultimate. £22 a month. Actually, that's not bad, you know. What is Ultimate in the UK? About 15, I think. So for an extra £6-7, you're getting a TV and a controller. I don't know how much the TV would cost you. I suppose it's probably about right. Or a laptop bundle, so you get that and a laptop as well. I don't know if you need to be a EE subscriber, but that probably helps. I've got my what happens with GeForce Now, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, if you are an EE customer worth looking at, I mean, I haven't done the maths, first time I've looked at this page, but it may work out more cost effective. There might be a built-in discount or something, so definitely worth having a butcher's at that, I would say. Let's go back to GeForce Now. I think we covered it all here, guys. I was going to have a quick look at Jagged Alliance because it don't ring no bells. Here we are. How is the library selection in terms of recency and relevancy? Pretty much day and date on many games. I mean, if you were to say Dead Island 2 was on there, for example, I can quickly show you. I do have, as it happens, a separate video to one of my bigger performers on GeForce Now. I'm an ambassador, so kind of felt it was incumbent on me to cover that off. Starfield, we don't know if Starfield will come to GeForce Now, although I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't come, or if it did come. The thing as well is, Kirk, even as an ambassador, I only get to see that blog one day before you guys get to see it. So I only saw it yesterday, and that's when they tell us what games are coming up. And here's another one of our fantastic GeForce Now ambassadors who'll be able to answer you some questions as well. So what's this then? Oh, Big Dog, Jagged Alliance. It is a strategy, turn-based tactics. So a bit like Aliens Dark Ascendant or Descendant, right? How much is it normally? It's normally £40. It's got a 20% discount, so it's down to 32. I don't know if that's the Steam discount. As we know, any new games that they tend to launch at a discount. Release date tomorrow, although it looks like I can actually buy it now. Coming tomorrow. Anyway, that one, so there you go. So there's a game, Kirk, for you, for an example, not launching on Steam until tomorrow and will be available on GeForce Now from the date of launch. So tomorrow you'll just be able to go in and play that. They tend to try and get the kind of cream of the crop games that are launching on there. And unlike, for example, Game Pass, where those games have a limited time. So if you don't pick them up in a year, they go and you don't get to play them again. These are permanently there until, of course, the game itself gets redacted, in which case it comes off. And then you can, of course, play free games like Destiny, Fortnite, all those kinds of games. I'll just see if I've got play.geforce now. If I'm logged in, I can quickly show you. I am logged in, so I can show you. So here is a library, 1,500 games. This is my library. I've got 148 out of 1,645 games. I can shuffle them around, relevance, A to Z, all that kind of thing. I can also choose the particular store, so I can say, just show me all of my Steam games, for example, or just show me all of my Ubisoft games and so on, EA games, that kind of a thing. Oh, look, I don't have any of those. I have quite a few Epic Store games, though. Guardian of the Galaxy, Hitman, Fortnite, Maneater, and so on. So I can choose these. What happens is, so say for example, I've just picked up Chorus again recently. So you just basically come in, you get a choice. So they've ported it from both Steam and Epic. So whichever of those two you purchased it from, you click that box. How is streaming the game while streaming the game? So that's what I do all the time. So I push out at 1440-60. If you go, for example, Kirk, and have a look at the last game stream I did, which was Hogwarts the weekend, which I actually streamed via my Asus Ally, and I was mentioning earlier, I'm writing a script for a video at the moment to show how I did all that. You'll see that's 1440-60. It looks absolutely perfect. I push all my game streams are out at 1440-60. And that's because I'm streaming using Ultimate. So yeah, you name it, and I probably have it here. And certainly if it's available out in the cloud, and it's, there are some big omissions, like Red Dead Redemption's not on here. I don't think GTA is on here, that kind of a thing. But certainly a lot of games. The other system or solution that is similar is an outfit called Boosteroid. Now they're based out of the Ukraine, although I don't know at the moment whether the actual servers are based there. A little bit cheaper. They only at the moment do 1080. I do have a Boosteroid account, which we won't bother to log into, but it's a similar process. You have to own the game. If you own the game, then you can stream it via Boosteroid. The difference largely between them and GeForce Now is they tend to have a few more of the games that you won't find on GeForce Now, and that in and of itself is a bit of a bone of contention, shall we say. But they're cleaning themselves up. They've just got a validation with Microsoft. Both Boosteroid and GeForce Now are going to have the entire, or a good selection of, the Xbox Game Pass library very, very shortly. Certainly the games that are on PC, you'll be able to play them with your Game Pass account. You won't need to pay for it again. So that's quite useful, I think. Anyway, there we go. It's not really cloud news, but it is interesting. I will grant you that. We have 31 seconds left on the exclamation mark win if you want to win a game. I only have 3 people today. I don't know why, but if you want to get that in, get that in. Yeah, I PS5, I often stream from PS5. The problem I have with streaming from, thank you, Obi, the problem I have with streaming from PS5 is that I'm limited to PlayStation games. Whereas, of course, you can typically find a much wider gamut of games out there on PC. And I can also play them on my TV as well, which I do with my Asus Ally. Previously my Nvidia Shield Pro, but also you can install the apps via your TV and stuff. Right, if you didn't get your exclamation mark win in, you missed it. So there you go, you had your choice. That is GeForce Now, and we've covered their blog. We'll quickly have a look at the free game at Epic today. They did actually announce it last week, but it's always good to see what's coming up next week. And of course, most of the time, they tend to put this game on GeForce Now. And we have Train Valley 2, which I think is a sim, a little bit like, build your own train line and stuff. Not my thing, but they are very, very popular in Germany. I don't know why. I say this every week, but it's true. Oh, bless you, brother. Thank you, Obi. I appreciate that, my friend. You didn't know there was a drawing to it? Oh, well, mate, you're a member anyway, aren't you? You're automatically entered, as you know. All members are automatically entered, and they get a number of entries depending on their membership. Coming soon. So, next week, we have Murder by Numbers and Elder Scrolls Online. Now, Murder by Numbers was on Stadia all those months and months and months ago, and it's an okay game. It kind of feels a bit old school, but it's a little indie kind of puzzle game. Quite fun, actually. You have to sort of fill in all of the areas with, I can't remember if it's letters or icons that's right, pixels, until you draw a shape that is the shape that you're meant to draw. It's more complicated than that, but it's actually quite fun. Oh, these two having a fight again. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that is going to be free next week, as well as the Elder Scrolls Online, which is good. I don't think you pay for it anyway, do you? Either way, the base game is going to be free, and it's free. I mean, it's available on most platforms. Not really my thing. I struggle with Dungeons and Dragons and swords and magic and stuff. I'm more of a kind of a sci-fi and a contemporary stuff. But yeah, they're not brilliant, but they're free. You can claim them, and they will probably appear on GeForce Now. Not always. They seem to have got a bit slack recently with the porting, but stuff happens, so it's worth a look. Very, very, very quickly, and then we'll get over to the draw. Let's have a very quick look at where are we? We're going to get over to Cloud Dosage, who are my good friends, my good cloud gaming news buddies. Now, they obviously cover the blog that we've just covered. They also cover the fact that EE has now got this partnership, which is interesting. Amazon Luna's got some big deals on Amazon Prime Day. Amazon Luna, Kirk, is another cloud gaming solution. This one's provided by Amazon. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can actually play half a dozen games every month as a kind of rotation, and you don't have to pay for Luna. But if you do pay for Luna, you get access to a bigger library, a couple of 100 to 500 games, I forget what it is. And they have things like their own dedicated controller, which is actually quite nice. And what this is saying on this article is because of the Amazon Prime sale, which I think finished yesterday anyway, didn't it? They were available on discount, but you can play on there with any controller. I certainly did. I'm actually more familiar with Luna, but one has kind of flirted with the mainstream console covering media outlets. Yeah, Luna at the moment, I mean, they just expanded out to a couple of territories outside the US, including Germany and the UK. I think it was actually just Canada, Germany and the UK, which was a surprise, quite honestly. Having been out and about in the wide world for over a year, we were starting to wonder whether it would, but they did. So, we're keeping an eye on it, but they are very much a curated library of games. The same as there's a company called Black Nut in France that does a curated library of games. There's an outfit called Utomic that do the same thing. There's a number of them. In those scenarios, you pay $8 a month or thereabouts, and you play the games that they give you. You don't have to pay for the games, you don't have to buy any more games, but they tend to have quite older AAAs, like Metro Redux and stuff, and then a whole ton of indies and mobile games. So definitely value, but you kind of want to check out the library. And I think if you're anything other than a casual gamer, or you're looking at this as a family thing, then probably not worth the bother. Worth looking at though. And they've got some games coming to Utomic. I'm not going to look at these articles, guys, because we're up against the clock, but you can, of course, go and do that. Interestingly, they predicted that Dragon's Dogma was coming to GeForce Now. You can see the games on Steam that have opted to be ported, and some of them certainly do turn up, some of them don't. It's ultimately going to be down to resources, but interestingly enough, a few days ago they predicted Dragon's Dogma, so they were on the money there. And then I think we're up to date on that one. So there you go. How cool is that? Right, let me grab the names of the folks who entered the draw today, and we'll get this underway. I hope that's given you a bit of an insight, Kirk. Just to let you guys know, I still do have some free taster codes for GeForce Now Priority membership. That's the first level in the paid tiers. They only last for 3 days, and you can't use them if you've ever signed up before for GeForce Now. But if you're interested, get hold of me on Discord, and I will happily grab you a code. I think Balls for Life, didn't you have a code recently? How did you get on with that? If you're still in the chat, my friend, what were your thoughts? Oh, I will absolutely hook you up, my friend. I'll grab you a code afterwards. You can give it 3 days. So I always recommend installing it on a Friday night, and you can play all the way through the weekend. And of course, you just go in, you sync your Steam account. So you only have to press one button, log in with Steam. It'll pull all of your games over. And you can do that with Ubisoft as well. You can connect with Epic, but you still have to manually add the games. And you're away. Hey. Right. What was I doing? Oh, I know. When I rudely interrupted myself, I didn't want to put settings. I want studio mode. I'm going to just quickly paste these names into the wheel. Doodly-doo, and then we'll see who is going to win a game today. Yesterday, of course, was my good friend Raven Anime, who won Phobia. Now, Obi, you were actually just a little too late. You were literally on the point of when it said enough's enough, but I've put you in anyway, my friend, because the intent was there. And I'll also put Rouster in as well, because I know he was going to, and he's already in there, but I'm a good chap like that. I was playing Dungeons of Amalur, Reckoning on Luna, before the big D came on 6th of June, Miss Phoenix. Awesome. Right, that's done that. So let me come out of studio mode. Let me get over to the Wheel of Fortune. Ha! There's Rokk. See him everywhere these days, don't you? Oh my goodness. Let me close down some of these browser windows. There we go. Less of them, less resources. That's how it works. Oh no, I've just shook me thing and everything disappeared. Right, it's all back. Good. Let's do this. We have, I don't know how many we've got actually, 150 odd, 152 I think, in the wheel. And I need to get it up. You need to get it up, man. To win, to spin. There we go. Good luck, guys. Spinning now. What was the old original tune? You're all right, my friend. You're all good. Slowing down. Who's it going to be? Agnello from Italy. Lee from Scotland. Do you know it could be Lee from Scotland? Yeah, I haven't spoken to Lee for the longest time. Every time he wins, it gives me an opportunity to say hello. Hello again, my friend. Thank you as well. I'm sorry. No, you're good, Obi. Don't worry. As it turned out, neither of you won anyway, so no harm done. Young Lee has won. Right, let me get the games wheel out. And we'll see what young Lee has won. I haven't spoken to him for so long. He's a lovely chap. Do you know what? He invited me to his wedding last year. I only knew him through gaming and actually only really since becoming a content creator. And he invited me all the way up to his wedding, which I attended. And it was lovely. And it was lovely to meet him and his gorgeous wife as well. It was a beautiful day. Right. I'm a spinning that wheel. Here we go. How many games are on there these days? 85. Oh, I've got 4 or 5 more, courtesy of Al. I keep forgetting to put them in the wheel. What's it going to be for Lee? Fallout 76. Mysteries of the Ellipsis. Could be. Mysteries of the 3 dots. Mysteries of the Shadow, whatever that was. I'll check it out. I'll find out. No worries. Bless him. Lovely fella. He probably doesn't even have a PC. I think he's a PlayStation dude. No, he did buy an Xbox, actually. He did have a PC. Anyway, I'll give me an excuse to say hello to the fella, which is always nice. There we go, chaps. Let's get back to the hand clapping. Nearly broke my neck. What's going on? Oh dear. Thank you, all of you. You wondrous, fantasticus, amazingest people. But mate, you gave him a code and he can play for 3 days. I think he's already tried it, actually. I think back in the day. See, Lee was... what was his name? Cloud Gaming... I forget now. He was a lovely guy, and he was one of our Stadia stalwarts, and he used to stream a lot of Stadia stuff. He was on my Friday night late show that I used to do. But the problem with the Friday night late show was it was late night Friday for me, so we'd turn up with our cans of lager and swearing and stuff. But it was still like 2 PM everywhere else in the world. They were like, how rude. People didn't like it. But the show was fun. And you just got to try these things, haven't you? But he used to do that with me and some other stuff. But yeah, lovely guy. He used to do a lot of Football Manager stuff. An Android console. Well, get a Steam Deck then, because that's what that is. Well, no, Steam Deck's not, is it? It's actually Linux. Chromebook. You could get a Chromebook. There was a little bit of that. A little bit. You can actually go back and see those videos, Sam. And the funny thing is, they're very early on in my streaming career. So invariably they fell over. There's many of them that last for 10 minutes, and then there's another stream that carries on after. Oh no, honestly, they were just an absolute dog's dinner. But they were huge fun. We had a laugh. And we used to get masses of... we used to try and play things like PUBG. So, we could get a whole ton of guys in the chat to play. And it was great. It was good fun. We had a chuckle in those days. Ray remembers. Ray was always one of them. Always one of us. One of the late nighters. Righty. Sweating and lager. Yeah, not so much sweating. Although it did get hot in the summer. And lager, it was one of the only times you will have ever not only seen me drink, because I don't drink, as you know, but actually doing it live on camera. But invariably it was only one. And it's not that I can't hold my liquor, it's just that I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. Never have. Not my entire life. So I don't tend to do it a great deal. But it was good fun. Anyway. Thank you, everybody, one and all. Amazing. Shopping while being sick is Christian. Sorry to hear you're not very well. Somebody else that was on the show yesterday had a whole family gone down with COVID-19. Hope it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's just one of those horrible little summer bug things. I don't think I will, Kirk. There's good reason for me not turning up. I tend to want you guys to make it your show. And if I turn up, and I do occasionally, I only come on as a guest. I don't host it. And today I've got my daughter's boyfriend staying with us. So I'm no doubt going to be in family entertaining mode. We may watch it. I may even probably be in the chat. And very, very occasionally, if they're watching a rom-com, then I'll be in, no questions. I'll be here. Because they've just started rewatching all the Bridget Jones. And I've seen them and they're okay, they're fine, they're funny, they're good. I don't want to see them again. I don't. So if that happens, then I may well join you. But there's enough talent in that room, you don't need me. You do not need me. Everyone's sending you love, Christian. I hope that gets to you, my love, and that you feel a lot better soon. Those Friday nights were fun, weren't they, Ant, mate? See, Ant, and I mean, there's a few of us, aren't there, mate, that go way back, like 3 years back, and All of our friends today are not aware. You should go back and watch some of those shows from a few years back. It's interesting. I was a few pounds heavier in those days, it has to be said, and you could just tell. And then lockdown hit, so you can just see the hair getting longer. And then I went to it with a pair of scissors, and it's kind of all over the place. They're really funny. Hey, Dorrigan, how are you, bro? How are you, mate? How are things? You know what I mean? Big thumbs up. Hope everything is okay. And it's all good. We've had a good old show, to be honest with you, buddy. We've not only looked at cloud news. Cloudburst was an amazing show, wasn't it? I did a really serious panel show with some of the big hitters from those days, and a little bit like Rock Players, but more formal. It had an amazing intro sequence and music, and the whole thing, I tried to make it like a really high value CNN panel show, news show thing. They lasted an hour, dead on an hour, and there was one question, one premise, and everybody got 5 minutes to put a case forward, and then we just did a round table. But they were so good. They were by far my biggest live views. I went as long as I could, but the problem was keeping a panel of half a dozen people going is difficult, and they were big hitters at the time, weren't they, Anne? We had the guys from Stadia Source and Stadia Cast, all over the place, and there came a point where they said, I've done enough, and it was difficult replacing them, and it started to go awry. I did a second season, and actually Rock Players came from that. It was either a third season of Cloudburst or a new twist on it, and I decided to go with a new twist on it, a slightly less formal and more flexible panel show. So Players will long as last as the guys in the show are happy to stay, whereas Cloudburst was a dead 1 hour format. That was it. But it's a great show. If you check out my playlists, you'll find them. There's quite a few, and some of them are just, I think they're superb. I think they stand up even to this day. There's lots of stuff about the future of cloud gaming in there. That what I tried to do with Cloudburst was not make it Stadia centric, although the rest of our content at the time was. So I tried to make it much more about cloud in itself. So really good. Lots of lovely guests on Players. Yeah, there's always great guests on Players, and I love having you on, Sam. I really wish I could get more ladies to take part. And I wanted to do an all-lady show. With literally not me or any other man involved. It would have been your format, whatever you wanted to cover, how you wanted it to work. I just wanted to encourage it, but I've just struggled to get more than a couple of people interested in doing it, which is a real shame, because I think that kind of a thing is badly needed. It really is. And we'd mod the heck out of it as well. Any idiot, there would have to be subscribers in any case to enter into the chat, the same as on this show. And anybody saying anything remotely stupid would have been kicked off and banned straight away. Just get Vet to wear a dress. Vet is amazing. He will turn up at the drop of a hat for me, and he's always great fun. We're on the same wavelength when it comes to humour. I love having Vet on. I've just got to sort out the problem he has with EVMux, which is the streaming system that I use for Rokk Show and Rock Players. My Next Generation Gaming, which is Josiah and Hezekiah on a Saturday, that uses what was called Melon, is now called Streamlabs Talk Studio, but for some reason Vet's phone or his connection doesn't work with EVMux. I know Anne's had problems with EVMux in the past as well, haven't you, mate, when you've joined us? So I don't know what goes with that, but if I can get him to sort that, I'd have him on all the time. He's great guy to have on. Just got a great sense of humour. He can be a little bit off the wall at times, and sometimes I have to curb him a little bit, but he's fun. He's good to get on Players, but never have me and Vet on Players at the same time. It becomes anarchic, and within 5 minutes it's no longer about news. It's just about dad jokes and chuckles and stuff. Right, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much, as always. Great turnout. I love you all. I would definitely see Rokk Players later. Looking forward to seeing Kirk making his debut. And depending on the rom-com, I may or may not be there, but it's unlikely. Either way, tomorrow, of course, it's members-only show, so apologies to all of you that aren't a member, but it's a perk of being a member. So there's a show exclusive for members on a Friday. They also get their own special exclusive giveaway, which is a usually higher value priced game than a one on my wheel. So that will be tomorrow. Never goes public. If you do become a member, you can go back and watch them. But we don't talk about anything different here, really. But it's just for members. It's more an intimate show. But that one's tomorrow, and then I will undoubtedly be streaming games over the weekend and trying to put that video together, which I think could be a good one. Could be a good one. Thank you. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and of course, Friday. Thank you, Rokk. We'll catch you on Monday, broski. Have a great one, everyone in chat. Have a lovely weekend as well, unless I see you in another stream. Yeah, and don't forget to check out Obi's and Ant's channels. In fact, everybody on here that is also, including Miss Phoenix. Fantastic content creators in their own right. All of them absolutely deserving of your love. And now I remember what it was that I meant to say earlier that I never asked you to do, but I was going to ask you to hit the like button. And I forgot. And now half of you have gone. But if you could leave a like, yeah, it's nice. And do you know what? Comments are great as well afterwards. They do better for the old algorithm, I believe, than likes anyway. So, and I'm not going to ask you to subscribe because you're already subscribers and I love you for that. But I will see you all very, very soon. Have a great weekend. Take care, guys. I'm out of here.